I don't know what the fuck you guys are thinking. But you don't ever talk about my band again. What's this honest brutality shit anyway?
Honest brutality.
What's up? This is Joe from Ded. You're listening to Honest Brutality.
Hello everyone and welcome to Honest Brutality. I am the Butcher and I'm here with my all-time favorite friends. Joining us all the way from Arizona is Joe from Ded. How you doing, Joe?
What's up? I'm great, man. Doing really good.
Hey, summertime in Arizona, it's got to be 100 and holy fuck there right now, huh?
Something like that, yeah. We're definitely in the holy fucks right now, I think. Yeah.
As much.
Well, Ded is an up-and-coming band. I mean, I mean that with all due respect. You guys have just kind of jumped on the scene and exploded everywhere.
Yeah, I think that is. I mean, yeah, I'll take that with respect, honestly, because that was the plan, honestly. You know, like when we started it, so that's cool. That honestly, people are always worried about saying that, but we did it. We've been a band for like 3.5 years, so it's like it's new to everybody, but like we did it all under the radar, and then we got everything ready so we could pop out and jump in everybody like this. So that works for us really well.
The most astonishing thing is that everybody's blowing up about you guys, and this is your debut album that's not even out yet, and everybody's already going nuts over it. So you guys have done whatever right. What have you guys done that got you to this point?
Man, a lot of shit. Worked really hard. That's what I would say. 'Cause it's so many, like, you know, so many people, like, yeah, try to come to us, like, you know, to ask us that, not that exact question, but like, you're like, oh man, you guys, you guys were lucky or this or that. It's like, bro, like, fucking dude, like, yeah, we worked our asses off super hard. We just, honestly, like, the way we got here, like, the main key points were just, we made music that we wanted to make for ourselves, and we didn't really plan on even releasing it. So I think it made for just some better music than maybe what we would have made. And we just did it like, we were like, let's just be really heavy and we'll play it like some shitty dive bars. And, you know, that was the idea of it. Like, we weren't like, oh, let's, you know, make something that everyone's going to like. And I feel like it made for better music, you know, because that'll kind of mess you up a little bit when you're thinking about pleasing other people. So it just ended up making like music that really resonated with people. And, you know, once we like sent it out to some friends just for fun, they sent it to a couple people, and then it was just on fire. After that, we started getting calls from managers and record labels and all kinds of shit, like right away. It was crazy. And so, you know, we've been in other bands before, you know, as most musicians have, like, you've been in different projects. Like, we've just never had anything pop off the way this has. So I really put it, you know, to the fact that we really like just did it for ourselves and just tried to make, you know, our own music. We tried to make music that was a band that we wanted to hear that we weren't hearing. And we, you know, that was the whole thing.
I think that seems to be systemic. We talk to a lot of bands, and a common theme from the bands that we talk to, we bring them on because we really like their music. You know, we don't really want to talk to bands because they're popular. We want to talk to them because they're good. And
right. Oh, well, yeah.
Well, and that's the thing, is that seems to be a common theme, is we write music for us and it works for the fans. So I think that is a new way of looking at the model of writing and producing music, is just go out and do what you love doing, because there's so much saturation now on the market. It's so easy and accessible for people to get to your music.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, you know, like that, if you look at like all the bands that were, and not to compare us or put us in any way in the same category as those bands, but like if you look at a lot of the huge bands that have come out, or artists of any genre, you know, that really, really, you know, like resonated with people and like were legit and all that kind of thing. Like, they were those type of bands. They didn't give a shit about what they were, you know, about what other people thought about them.
Yeah.
And yeah, we are in like a modern age where everybody has a computer and a studio, and I feel like there's a more conscious thought of like, everybody knows how to put a song together, and everybody knows how to, there's like A, B, C, B, it's like, even though the Beatles did a long time ago, but like everybody really knows like, oh, okay, this is exactly what you do. It's like, it feels contrived as shit, like as of recent.
Yeah.
And I almost found myself doing that at a certain point, before we started Dead, and it's just not as fulfilling. And that was something that, I really wanted to get away from and get back to like when I first started, when I was just playing like, like punk rock in my garage, in Arizona, again, being like 100 degrees out and just like sweating and sounding terrible, but just loving it and like not thinking about who was going to like it or what, this person or that person was going to think about it, and we went back to like the basics of like when you're like 13 or 14, when you first get a guitar, that kind of thing. And I think I do agree with you. I feel like I see people, first artists wanting to make unique things, as well as people. I feel like there's an underground scene or like for music that's not, boxed up with a bow tie on it, like super easy to digest. I feel like people want to be challenged a little bit, and they want to hear something a little different, or maybe somebody saying something that makes them uncomfortable. So,
dude, you're nailing it. We talk about this all the time. You look at the bands that blow up and that make the big difference. You look at what Sabbath did at their time. They were different. They just went out and said, fuck it, we're doing this. You look at what Pantera did. They started out as like a hair band and said, fuck that, we're going to go do what we want to do. This is the music we want.
Yeah.
Look at Nirvana. They changed the world just by saying, fuck it, we're not going to be a hair band. We're going to do our thing. And I'm hearing you say the same thing. We're making the music we want, and people are attracted to it. It's common. We've talked to actually a couple bands today that have said the same thing, and they're doing the same thing, and we're loving it as fans. We love to see that. I don't like to see the same packaged box bullshit over and over. I'm done with that shit. Frankly, I'm too fucking old for that shit. But that's a whole nother thing. But I do appreciate when I look around and I find bands that are saying, hell with everybody else, we'll do what we like, and that's where we're at. And I'm seeing that it's paying off for a lot of bands too, you guys included. I'm seeing it all over the board where these bands are starting to stick out, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I agree. As a music listener myself, I mean, that's what I want usually from the bands that I'm attracted to as well. I mean, I like something that's a little different and just whatever. I never know what it is exactly, but when I hear it, I love it. I mean, that's all it is. So I'm glad that you're hearing that from more people, from other artists, though. That's killer.
No, absolutely. And with you guys, it seems like you've tapped into something, some sort of vein that is a common thread that a lot of people are on right now. And I'm not sure exactly how you did it or if you know how you did it. But I mean, let's just talk about your music for a second. You guys have these anthemic songs that you would hear people almost like chanting at a sporting event, only they're fuck me, fuck you.
Right.
Where was that born, or do you know?
No, I mean, it started like, we had the idea again just to be a really heavy band, but we do love all kinds of music. And when you get the album, there's a lot of diversity on it. But it really is like, I mean, it's exactly what it is. Like you're saying, like, it's like a something that a whole arena could sing, but it's aggressive, and it's not, it's not like love me, love you, or this or that, or like, like I want to infiltrate. I know that was part of our design. We really thought, calculated, wanted to infiltrate with catchy things, and that's what those bands, like talk about Pantera, like they were so heavy, but they were so catchy, or like System of a Down or Slipknot or, whoever, they're so heavy, but they're so catchy. And I just don't know why you can't do that. And I feel like that fell off for a while. Like everybody was just being really brutal, and then we lost the songwriting, and the combination of the two is what needs to happen for metal to be universal. As far as for me anyway, like growing up during that time, where there was huge hooks and like, it was heavy, but it was universal, and anyone could like it. There's pop sensibilities to it, but they didn't feel, boring and just, like, oh, okay, yeah, you're doing that again. Okay, right. Cool. So, I don't know. I think, people like to be challenged, and artists like to challenge themselves. And so it's like to push that envelope and then still be, with the pop sensibilities involved. I mean, that it's challenging, but I mean, at least that's what we tried to do, so I'm glad that, like, people are sharing that, I guess, and that's awesome.
Well, it feels like you guys are kind of on the cutting edge of a revival of what I guess we would consider the lost golden age of nu metal, which I hate pigeonholing bands into a certain genre, but nu metal itself is such a wide span of different styles that you guys are up there with bands like Killset, Backwards, just doing this whole mixture and diversity that was lost from the late 90s and early 2000s.
Revival, yeah.
And it's totally bringing it back, and it's something I'm so excited for because I grew up with that same style of music and everything. One of my favorite bands is System of a Down. I'm just so happy that style and that sensibility is coming back to the world of metal and other music that it's just so exciting to see and actually be a part of.
Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, I love it too. And yeah, I know we get tagged with the nu metal revival a lot. And there's a lot of that influence. And then again, when you hear our album, there's a lot more, to us than that as
absolutely.
Well. Because obviously, we listen to all kinds of music. There's a lot of influences from, like punk metal and hardcore mixed in like modern stuff. People will hear like some kind of like Beartooth style things and, I don't know, all kinds of stuff, man. Like, we love like Every Time I Die is like one of our favorite bands. So you hear all kinds of stuff mixed in with it. But yeah, there's a lot of bands, especially the nu metal revival. And I kind of like to call it alternative metal. Like I know they used that back in the day a little bit too, because nu metal was like the terminology, it just fucks people up, they look at it.
It does. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fine with me. If you say that, I'm like, I'll check it out. That's fine with me. But I feel like a lot of people turn it off right away.
Yeah, I think it's meant with all due respect because it was such a huge movement that kind of fizzled and faded too quickly. And and it was really making it so Stuck Mojo, they're coming back around. Fire from the Gods. There's just a ton of bands out there that are kind of doing this alternative, if you want to call it that, new, whatever you want to call it. Let's just call it what it is. They're mixing elements of pop sensibility, hip hop with the hard hitting, well constructed music. I really think that might be one of the things that helps metal migrate back into a more popular sensibility and be more marketable and sellable.
Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, this dude, like, buddies with this band Cane Hill, that's so sick. I don't know if you guys have heard them.
I'm sorry, Cane Hill?
Cane Hill, yeah, super good. We played shows with them early on, and, like, no one was at our shows. We'd play together. We played together Arizona at the Nile here, and, like, there was, like, 20 people, and then that was, like, 3 years ago, and now we're both out, like, doing a lot of shit, and it's really cool. Band called Siler that's really good that's kind of doing the same style of thing. Nine Shrines. There's a handful that I would throw out that I've been listening to recently that I'm way into. So it's a really cool thing, dude. I agree. Like, and bringing like hip hop back into rock, like, dude, so many people listen to hip hop, and I guess it's like a bad thing in the metal community to say that, like, you either like hip hop or, it's like not a cool thing, but, being people that grew up listening to all styles of music, like, why do we have to shun, listening, using our influences?
Yeah.
Why can't we do whatever we want? Like it's less pop rock to try to put yourself in a box than to be, whoever the fuck you want to be, in my opinion. So.
Well, you know what? Hip hop's really not that far removed from metal aside from the instrumentation, the attitude, the idea, and everything. We've discussed this on our show. And a lot of the artists that we talk to and work with that are some of the hardest hitting artists, a lot of the writing members and the forming members of the bands, some of their biggest influence is hip hop. And there are these bands that just smash you in the face with a club, So, you guys included. I mean, you guys come out swinging. So it's not a bad thing at all. I think it's just a matter of kind of getting over that hurdle and that stigma.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, like, dude, because there's plenty of it, like Run the Jewels and Death Grips and like horror. Like there's so many like hard, gnarly like hip hop groups or like rap, whatever you call it, like. It's heavier. It's honestly, it's the aggression. It's heavier in aggression and like vibe than some metal bands, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like I feel it more. It's definitely more. It's more angry. It doesn't sound like bullshit. So, dude, I mean, because that's the point of it, right? Like it's just any music of any genre. And I heard somebody was saying that like Johnny Cash, some of Johnny Cash's stuff is heavier than some of the metal bands that are out right now. And
I would tend to agree with that statement.
We kind of consider him the original metalhead.
Yeah, right. Kind of true in a way, like, right? Like just because it's based off of the way it resonates with you. So
yeah. Hey, you mentioned something about playing in Arizona, and we've noticed recently, Arizona, pardon the pun, seems to be the hotbed for bands right now.
Yeah, it's blowing up.
We've talked to several bands, Mercaset, Insight,
Tribulance.
Yeah, all these different bands coming from Arizona. What the hell's going on in Arizona?
I don't know, man. Maybe we were just like hot and pissed off or something like that.
I love it. I love it, man.
Yeah, usually if there's a metal explosion going on, usually not very good things are happening in that area.
You're right.
Right. I guess maybe that's what it is, man. But yeah, like, there's been a scene here for a long time. Different, there's a lot of different styles of scenes here. Like indie, and there's hip hop, and there's rock, and there's metal, and there's everything. And it did feel pretty diversified, honestly segregated for a while. And like, I felt like there was a lull happening. And that was kind of when Dead happened, honestly. Like, there really wasn't a lot of a scene going on. We kind of just did it like completely separate from everybody and did it all on our own. Mm-hmm. But then since we did it for so long under the radar, we came back, coming out now, there's actually a really cool scene happening here of heavier bands. And I mean, I see a lot of, honestly, there's a really solid like indie rock scene as well. And I don't know, like, it just, things go in waves, like that's just something that happens in life, I guess. And I'm seeing it happen.
So you kind of hit it right at the right time too, it seems.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, I like I said, we kind of removed ourselves from being around any of it. We kind of just did it. Yeah. Like separately from everything. And then, as it happened and popped off, the other stuff, I guess I've been hearing a lot more about other bands as well. So yeah, maybe it's like a subconscious thing. I mean, so I don't know what the fuck it is.
Well, it could be kind of like it was with the Seattle movement, because you get one band that breaks it open and all of a sudden everybody's got a magnifying glass looking at the area.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I mean, that could totally be it.
Joe, you guys are all from other bands. You've been out, you've played, you've done a lot of stuff, you've done a lot of work. But Dead is playing a lot of big fucking shows.
Yeah, no joke.
You guys you basically got in the Wimmer camp, and you've played every major festival, including ones that we're going to be, I'm hoping that we get a chance to meet you at the Aftershock Festival. That's on your itinerary. We're going to be there because we're Northern California natives, and that's where we're at. But tell me about that. How was that for you, like your perception? Because you hadn't done that historically, right? I mean, you walked in and started doing these big shows.
Yeah. I mean, I have in my past, like all of us have played in bands that, we all did something in our own right. And so we did play some huge shows, but these are enormous shows, like the Rock on the Range. These are really big. So, I mean, we're ready for it. We were prepared to do them. Like, we were absolutely ready. But we were just like having the time of our life doing it. I mean, to have that many people there, and then, to only have like, at this point we had only had 2 songs out. And now we released our 3rd one recently since we've been home. But to have that, and, with 2 songs out, no album out, and to be out there doing that was crazy. And, we're so thankful to Wimmer, man. Him and Gary have been so sick, like getting behind us, like so much. It's been like, we're so grateful, man. We hate on ourselves, we shit on ourselves so much. We're like, we don't think, we're like our worst critics, and as I'm sure a lot of people are.
That makes you a better performer. Yeah. So.
Yeah, listen, yeah, for sure. Oh,
here's the buzz on the outside. So, we recently went to Missouri and we're working with a promoter back there for a show we did. Yeah. And we were having a casual conversation and we said, yeah, you got to check out this band Backwards, da-da-da-da-da. He said, well, you guys need to check out this band Dead. They were just at Rocklahoma and blew the place fucking up. And so he was,
that was a big show.
He was raving about you guys, and we were like, oh, okay, we'll check him out.
In fact, I think he might be a little pissed off at me today because we were chatting this morning, and I told him I was talking with you, and he was like, you son of a... But so I might have to throw him a bone. But no, he actually had a small stage there that he did out in they do the free stages out in the camping area. And and he was like, man, if he's like, a band like Dead, he's like, he got a chance to go in, and you're one of the acts that he got to see, and he couldn't stop talking about your live performance. And that's the buzz that we're hearing. Is that you guys are stone cold killers when you're live.
That's where it happens. I mean, that's you like, again, I don't know how much I'm repeating myself, but growing up around in the punk rock world and in the metal world and the underground scene and all that kind of stuff, and then bring it to like a bigger universal style thing. We have that ethos of like, go hard as fuck when you're playing, leave it all out there. no messing around. We're really hard on ourselves. And so we practice like crazy. And when we get up there, dude, it's just go time,
Yeah.
We have a couple drinks, get up there, fucking go as hard as I can, until I'm about to die. And that's when I know I played a good show. And I know the other guys are the same way.
That's bad.
Matt chops his fucking hands up on his snare drum all the time. Like he bleeds all over his drum kit. We just played in Arizona like last week, and it was like 110 out, and fucking the sun was on us. And like, I think Matt threw up twice or something behind the drum kit. Like, we go so hard, we want to get it, because that's, dude, our favorite bands again growing up. Like, some of my favorite stuff, like Slipknot, dude, they go so hard, like, and they're unmatched. And I'm, again, I would never put myself in that category, but I'm at least trying to give everybody what I get from them, or like what you used to get from like Glassjaw is one of my favorite bands growing up.
Okay.
Wow. That resonates
hard,
dude.
Yeah, that Glassjaw resonates. Now that you say that, I pick that up.
I've not heard that name in a while.
Yeah.
Both me and David have them tattooed on our bodies.
Oh, that's awesome.
Favorite band.
What's funny is I heard your song Anti-Everything. I had no idea who you were, and it was one of the few songs that stopped me in my tracks and made me go look to see who it was. And
okay, perfect.
Yeah,
that's the idea.
You're doing something right. I mean, that's what I'm getting at. Is you guys are absolutely killing it on that side, and it seems like you're doing you got everything lined up the right way. You got a lot of great shit going for you. And I was reading an article where you, I don't know if it was yourself, but someone had said that in the inception of this album, you had like 50 songs and you guys culled it down. Is that right?
Yeah. Because we had started initially, again, working on it, for a while. David, our guitar player, has a home studio, and we would go over there every day. We were just like stoked on it. We were having so much fun. Before it was really a thing, it was just like, and we had the working title of Dead. Like that was just like the name we were calling it because we thought it was cool and whatever. And, we would just go, and we were just having so much fun. So we're both songwriters. So we feed off of each other so well. And we both had the vision of the band was so airtight. Like we would see eye to eye on every song. Like we would know this sucks. This isn't what Dead sounds like. This isn't what, because again, being in other projects and things, we make electronic music together. We make like weird stoner rock together. We do all kinds of stuff. For this identity, for this band, we were like, we just really saw eye to eye exactly what it needed to sound like and what that band would play. And so we just wrote so much, and we had so much fun with it. And we got, we just got off on it. We fucking love it. So, it was like 50 songs, something like that. It's probably more. I don't even know, but narrowing it down, we ended up getting with John Feldman. We did the album with Feldy, in LA, who's, you guys know, he's like the singer of Goldfinger, and he's like a huge producer. He did like the new Blink, and he's done Beartooth and all these bands.
Who?
Went out there. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. Went out just because some people don't know who it is. I'm like, what the fuck? How do you not? But,
well, people that are non-industry, they don't pay attention to the details. But yeah, ourselves of what we do, and being former and current musicians ourselves, we get it. For sure.
Yeah, you're absolutely, what's up. So yeah, you're right. Like people that don't know, that's fine. I shouldn't be mean to them, but
no, go for it, man.
Yeah.
Do what you want.
Yeah, we've got it. Yeah.
If you're not pissed off, you're not dead, baby.
You're right. So like we got out there with John, and we started doing writing with him and getting more songs, and he really got involved in the group as like a fifth member, and we narrowed it down with him, and we he produced some of the songs that we had already demoed out, made them better, as well as Zach Savini and Matt Pauling work in his studio as well. And all those guys really became family with us. And it was awesome. I just listened to the album. We gotten it when we were out on tour. So we like jammed it in the van, and it was like, all right, cool. All right, the album's done or whatever. And it was fun. But then I got home, and I hadn't listened to it in about a month. And then, I put it on my car. I was like, God damn, this is fucking sick. I got excited again, You hear it so much when you're working on it. You're like, all right, fuck it. I don't want to hear this shit anymore. And then you get to step away, and then you can come back and hear it with fresh ears. It's almost like a fan or like a new listener, Yeah,
you get desensitized. Really cool.
Yeah,
to your own shit, for sure.
So it was really cool. I had a lot of fun doing that.
Having that fifth member in the camp made a big difference in the overall process then.
Oh, yeah, dude, for sure. Especially being John Feldman, he's a songwriter in his own band and a legendary punk band, as well as everything he does with producing. And, having him there, I mean, his energy he just taught us so much, even beyond songwriting, more about, like the way you are as a person and how you get what you need to get out of yourself to be an artist and to do the best you can and to put your best foot forward. I mean, that's why he's so sick. He goes beyond sitting in a room and going, oh, why don't you try this fifth harmony over the top of that chorus? You know, it's not like that. It's way more. It's like, yo, fucking, you know, go do Insanity and then let's meditate and then let's fucking go surfing and let's go get some donuts. Like, he's like crazy like that. Like, just, you know, he's like just super intense, and it's awesome. Like, he pushes you, and I've never met anyone like it.
That's badass. That is badass.
Yeah.
Hey, do you enjoy the studio time?
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I think, you know, it's hard for me to figure which I like more, but I love creating something that didn't exist before. All these songs, you know, start in your head somewhere, and you can kind of hear them and their ideas. And then when you get to put them down and then hear them, especially in the studios we're doing them in and having them, you know, sound so good, it's very fulfilling, and it's really fun. And then to share it with other people and have them feel the same way,
right?
Is it's the best.
Sloppy and myself are both actually vocalists, so I always hone in on kind of what the vocalist does, and you have this certain amount of diversity to you that's kind of unique and almost kind of vaguely reminds me of Mike Patton, but not quite. He's one of my favorite artists.
I'll take that all day, man.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so where does that come from? Are you did you take choir in high school or whatever? Are you formally trained vocalist? Did you figure it all out on your own? What journey led you to having that kind of diversity in your vocals?
It's what it is I'm a music junkie. I'm a music nerd. I listen to so much music. It's like a drug when I find a new band. Like I like search. I like spend hours at night looking for new music on Spotify. Like something like, please show me something I haven't heard that no one can tell me about that I'll find myself.
God, that sounds familiar.
And get inspired by something. Are you guys that way?
Yeah. No, just listen to our radio show because we do the work for you, bud. That's what we do.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I'll have to do that then. Yeah. Yeah. I love so many styles of music, so many things, and growing up listening to so many styles of music, especially growing up in the 90s, you know, like alternative music was happening. There was strange music was happening. Weird bands that shouldn't have been huge were huge, you know, I guess, you know, the ultimate grand scheme of things, you know? Yeah. And it was so cool to grow up during that time. I mean, it's one of the best eras, you know, as far as music goes. And I think not just because, you know, I don't look at it like that just because I was there, but just because like it was so crazy to have like one of the biggest band of the 90s, Nirvana, should not have been huge, you know, in a way, because they were so like fuck you to everything, and they were so heavy, and they talk shit on everything.
Yeah.
And I get why it worked, of course, but you know, in a way, it was like ass backwards. You know, like they should have just been a punk rock band that had a really solid following underground in a way. You know, so it's like it was so cool, and that they're just the like the pinnacle, the thing that you would say it would be. But you know, you think of like Sonic Youth, or you think of even like, you know, all the bands that started coming up, you know, during that time. And, you know, you say Faith No More. I love Faith, or you say Mike Patton. You know, Faith No More, I loved them. They were like one of those bands. I was so little when I got their cassette or whatever. It was like a CD. I think it was cassette or CD. I don't know, because I was little. But yeah, dude, like I loved it. I thought it was so unique the way he sang. Even to the point where when Incubus came out, I hated them because I thought he sounded like Mike Patton. But then obviously I love Incubus now. But like that's how much I love them. Again, and I got way into music like super early, like really, really early. My mom said I used to sing Bruce Springsteen when I was like 3 or something. So, but like I'm not like a trained singer. I feel like I just went off on a fucking tangent.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
I'm not like a trained singer. It's all me being obsessed with music and just loving it and not wanting to do anything else. I have been asked that question kind of over the years. I want to say I learned how to scream and do my screaming was Chino from the Deftones, just trying to scream along with Deftones songs. I learned how to like sing notes, I think was from Blink-182 and MXPX, listening to like punk when I was growing up. Yeah, like kind of like singing those like clean notes and just really like basic, like nursery rhymey style melodies that were catchy, but then clean. I knew I sang with them, and then definitely growing up, listening to Pearl Jam and Soundgarden and Alice in Chains, singing those kind of things, listening to Wu-Tang and listening to, just like all kinds of music. Like I loved Beck. I loved Goldfinger, like 311, like so many styles of music, everything all over the place. Lamb of God. I definitely learned to do some screaming from them, like all kinds of stuff, dude. So
Randy
I love
Bly,
it all.
baby.
And that was the whole thing.
All hell,
Yeah,
Randy
dude.
Bly. All hell.
Dude, like one of the sickest vocalists of all time,
Yeah,
like, as far as metal goes. And,
I don't think you're going to find a bigger fan than this guy right here.
oh, really? Okay, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him and Corey really hold it down for me as far as like gnarly metal guys, like as far as screaming goes and aggressive tones. Like, I love it, man. So, like I'm saying, like when we did Dead, it was no holds barred. It was whatever the fuck we wanted. We wanted to be really heavy. We wanted to showcase all kinds of influences. We wanted to, again, we wanted to make it like a meal. So we wanted to put in whatever ingredients we wanted to make it taste the way we wanted it to taste.
I like that analogy.
Yeah, that's the way we looked at it when we were doing it.
And you're cooking your own meal in your own kitchen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Comfortable as fuck. We can be naked if we want. We can do whatever we want. You know what I mean?
But don't cook bacon naked. That's bad deal. Bad deal.
Bad. Yeah. Super bad. Yeah.
Okay. Well, check it out. So you've done all this press, and I went back and watched your videos, and you guys are a lot of fun with the contacts. That's pretty funny. I was gonna make a joke there, like, is that genetic? What's going on? You know. But I get it. I get it. It's kind of a look. It's what you do, and that's cool. I don't know that you guys need it. You seem to really have a whole package, and you've been asked all of these questions. We've actually asked you a few of the stock questions, but here's the thing. Who the fuck is Dead? Who are you guys? Like, what do you do? Are you guys that do you play disc golf? Do you watch horror flicks? Do you braid
Do you have
hair?
day jobs still?
Yeah, who's Dead? Who are you guys?
We live in caves. You know what I mean?
We have to stay cool
underground caves. Yeah. No, yeah. Dude, no, we are. We're music enthusiasts. We're movie enthusiasts. Coffee enthusiasts. I mean, dudes, we like to party. But really, honestly, like for me, I can say for myself, like very much just love music. I know the same thing for David and all of us, actually. We love music. Matt and Kyle like to work out a lot. I'm trying to do that a lot more. I mean, just, all that stuff. We love sports. We love football, basketball. Matt loves hockey. Dude, like we like stuff that we like. Like, I don't know. We like cool stuff, man.
Well, I just kind of wanted to get the vibe for myself and for the listening audience as to, like, who you are as real people. That's kind of an important thing. And I think it gets lost in some of these interviews. It's always focused on your damn job. And I know you love your job, and that's why we're doing this. But at the same time, there's somebody behind that. There's somebody behind the curtain that's doing it. They're a real person. And it's nice to get to know that real person,
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
On that front, you get asked all these questions all the time. Do you ever walk away from an interview and go, I wish they would ask me this, and they never do?
Wow. I feel like if I knew what that was, oh, no, I don't know. I was going to say something profound there, and I didn't. You can leave that in too. I don't mind.
We're not taking it out.
Good. Okay. Humility's good.
Audio gold. You shitting me?
There you go. Perfect. Yeah. I don't. I guess I don't overthink it that way, but I don't know what question I would ask myself that I would want people to know. Like, that would be super fucking interesting. I don't know. Like, yeah, I have no idea what I would want someone to ask me.
Let me ask you this.
I've had it happen, and when it does happen, I go, oh, cool.
Let's flip that a little bit. What's the question you get asked so much? You're like, fuck, when are you guys going to stop asking me this goddamn question?
Well, that's a two-sided coin, because I'm just happy that people are asking me questions.
Well, I guess that's true.
Give a shit about what I'm doing.
Right.
On the other side of it, I have been asked about the contacts, the band origin, and Fred Durst doing our music video. A lot.
Notice we left it out, and I only mentioned the contacts in context.
No, you did. That was a very nice touch. I like that a lot. I knew it. Very nice touch.
We kind of figure that, whenever we have somebody on the show, we try to do our due diligence, and we spend a few hours studying up on the bands and things. And so we go back and we see your other interviews, and I imagine most of the bands go through it too, especially at a festival.
Oh, because we've been there. We do the festivals.
Yeah.
And we're in the tent, and we watch everybody do these things, and we go, we're not asking that, we're not asking that, we're not asking that.
You see these poor guys go through the same questions over and over and over again. And to your guys' benefit here, you handle it like fucking pros. You act like it's the first time you've ever been asked that question, several times. And I tip my cap to that. That's got to be, frustrating sometimes.
Well, thanks. Again, the mindset. And I appreciate you guys doing that and, like, doing it the way you guys do it, because that's legit. Like, I feel like everybody should try to do that and step their game up a little bit. But, I said the mindset for us, like I said with the other answer, was I'm just happy people are interested to ask me a question, and they are supporting my band. I'll answer that fucking question all day long if that's what the case is. And that's for us, man. That's how we are. We're appreciative of everything that's happening. And, I said, I'll talk about my fucking contacts all day if you want me to. Like,
we don't want to talk about it all day.
No. I mean, we could ask you if your boxer's briefs or if you're commando. That's more interesting to me.
Boxer briefs.
There's my boy.
Yeah.
That's
boxer briefs are the best.
That's the hybrid.
Do you guys have your own van or motorhome you're using to travel around in?
Yeah, we have a van.
Okay, what's its name?
Oh, it doesn't have a name, actually.
What?
That's odd.
It doesn't have a name. Yeah.
Most of them do.
Let's do it. Let's name it. Let's name it right here on the show.
Are we going to name their van?
Yeah, you guys can name it. What do I name it?
I'm calling it Big Sloppy Jr. You have a name?
Sloppy Jr.
Yeah, there's your van.
But it's white and clean. It's white and clean.
Oh.
It's not sloppy.
Oh, well.
Check it out. I know you don't have a crystal ball, dude, and you don't know what the future's going to hold, but what do you hope? What are your aspirations? What do you see Ded doing in the next, let's say, 5 years? You're looking back 5 years from now. Where do you see yourself? Where do you see the band, and what do you hope to see?
Again, being somewhat of a pessimist and realist, I have no fucking idea. But what I would like to see, is it grow into something that we can end up really putting our all into, and building an army and a family around it, and just like the bands that we look up to, that like Korn, we're going on tour with them soon.
Yeah, I saw that.
Looking up to them, the core audience they have, it's so genuine and real, and to have that, you have a lifetime of music and memories with a lot of people, and that would be what it would be for me. I really don't care if anybody even knows who the fuck I am, as long as they know who the band is, and
wow, yeah.
And they they continue to support it, and we continue to give them material that they enjoy. I mean, that would be it for me.
That's an amazing answer, man. You're such a humble guy, and you've been a great guest. Did we skip over anything, or did we not ask you something you wanted to talk about today?
No, it was a great interview. Honestly, you guys are great. But the only thing I would mention is the album comes out July 21st. It's called Mis-An-Thrope. You can get it right now. Digital download. You can get physical copies as well online, but digital download, you get 3 songs right away.
Oh.
So go get that on iTunes or Amazon, wherever you get your music, Google Play, and pick it up and check it out.
Absolutely. Go
and follow us on our socials and shit. And like, we do our best to be on there answering people's questions and liking people's shit and reading everybody's shit. So get involved and get in touch. Come say what up.
This has been Joe Cotela from the band Ded. He spent his time with us today. Get out there and check out this album. If you don't, you are missing out. This is the new wave of music that is coming in and kicking down doors. These guys are getting noticed everywhere, and there's a good reason. Joe, thanks again, man.
Thanks so much, man. Yo, you guys are the shit. Thank you guys so much.
What a fun guy, man.
Yeah, what a great band. What a great guest.
You think he has a little passion for what he's doing?
I think,
of course.
Man, oh man, that guy, you can just tell he loves what he's doing.
I think it's unmistakable. That the whole band, obviously, and they're doing, like we said, we repeated this several times, and not to be redundant, but they're doing everything right. You don't get out and do these major shows like this kind of out the gates. And, we said that, and I don't regret saying it because they are a young band.
Yeah.
2-3 years in, that's...
Well, what do they say? It took them 3.5 years to be an overnight sensation?
Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing, though, is a lot of bands put that time in the lab.
Yeah.
They put 3-4 years in the garage or the rehearsal studio before they ever go out and do their first show.
Yep, it's true.
Let alone go out and do shows of this magnitude and festivals of this magnitude.
They're not doing anything small, that's for sure. Everything's big right now.
First huge set of tours, and they're on every single major festival dealing with big name bands already. They've definitely got it locked in.
Yeah, I always wonder, because I never got the opportunity, but they were talking about being on the main stage at one of the festivals here, and later in that same day, Ozzy's going to be on, fucking walking metal legend there.
Yeah.
And Zakk Wylde. And you're sharing the stage with these guys.
Absolutely.
And I would take a lot of reverence in that, just who I am, but I
would as well. Yeah,
and I think they do as well. I think even Joey alluded to that to some degree, that we're sharing the stage with Ozzy.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty impressive for a young band.
Well, especially when you aspire to do great things and you're out there getting recognized for it by these legends and these guys that have made a life doing it and, succeeded very much so. Mm-hmm. So it's an awesome thing. Awesome band. Their music is fantastic. It is new. It is cutting edge. It is fresh. It is different. And we highly recommend that you check out the entire album as soon as you can. Go out and get it. In the meantime, check out Honest Brutality, all things metal, all things Honest Brutality all the time at honestbrutality.com. And you can check us out on our socials. We're on the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter. Come over, give us a like, a poke, whatever it is you do. I don't know. I don't understand the poke thing. I'm still trying to get that figured out.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we have somebody call us at 530-962-0411 and tell us about getting poked?
When you say...
Well, maybe not.
Yeah, careful.
Maybe I don't want to hear
You're
about
always so dirty. You're a dirty old man. You can also listen to us
on Rock Rage Radio. We have 2 shows. We have our Honest Brutality Hour on Saturdays at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard. And we also have the Center Stage on Tuesday nights.
In the meantime, take care of yourselves, be good people, and most importantly, stay metal!
Hey, what's up? This is Joe from Ded. You're listening to Honest Brutality. This is our song, FMFY. Fuck me and fuck you.
Yourself feel so important, you're sick. Stitch up the open wound, you're bleeding out real soon. Something's in the wind, it's apocalypse. Cleansing the mother of her, that surgeon never occurred. Monkey see and monkey do, monkey does the same as you. So fuck me and fuck you too. The world should start over now. Bring out the guillotine, save all the sympathy. So fuck me and fuck you too. The world should start over now. The elephant in the room. You know it's the truth. I'm programmed to live until it's too late. Some are denialists, some taking on the rest. Some live life and hope they'll get to the gates. Some hear but never have heard. I guess it never occurred. To us we are a sickness. Fucked up and decay. We'll say the end of our monkey see and monkey do. Monkey does the same as you. So fuck me and fuck you too. The world should start over now. Bring out the guillotine, save all the sympathy. So fuck me and fuck you too. The world should start over now. The elephant in the room. You know it's the truth. You know it's the truth. You know it's the truth. So fuck yeah. So fuck me and fuck you too. Fuck me and fuck you too. So fuck me and fuck you too. The world should start over now. Bring on the guillotine, save all the sympathy. So fuck me and fuck you too. The world should start over now. The elephant in the room. You know it's the truth. You know it's the truth. Cut dead. Cut dead. From me, run your monopoly. I am the opposite, God forbid I could be living antithesis, revel in this, resist. Maybe you'll get to just venomous. Standing in line is the way that you go. I will survive on the path that I chose. myself. Sever the ties from the blind and all those ignorant bastards. I am in control. You won't take me alive. I'd rather die than live in this prison. I am anti-everything. Done being kind. I draw the line. No, I will not give in. I am anti-everything. 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 Let risk cover the world with it. I am a pessimist. I am obsessed with it, blessed with it. Leave a mark. Show me a battle scar, ripping the rules apart. I am a war. Give me a stone and I'll cast the first blow. Cover me up in the truth that I know. Doing it now when you said that I won't. Hungry and harder in all of my own. You won't take me alive. I'd rather die than live in this prison. I am anti-everything. Done being kind. I draw the line. No, I will not give in. I am anti-everything. 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 You'll never get the best of me. I'm anti-everything. You'll never get the best of me. I'm anti-everything.